Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
Welcome once again.
Hello.
That's my job. I'm saying welcome.
I'm
stepping on my toes, bro.
Nah, you've just got no enthusiasm.
You
just got to
dead.
ram it in.
Just being
Sound
calm.
dead.
You got to be like, welcome, you motherfuckers.
I'm easing people into it before
Bit
I'm
of
building
foreplay.
the excitement
Bit of foreplay.
before I ram it home.
Everyone loves a good bit of foreplay.
Welcome.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Josh,
And I am Ryan.
and we are...
Send It Mate podcast. We really need to work on those harmonies, boys.
I can't sing for shit.
What
bro.
was going to come next after when we are? High five or something?
What? We are
I said, and we are.
we are trying very hard.
Super hard.
With our big boy pants on.
I'm not wearing pants.
You guys going all right?
Yeah, look,
Yep.
doing good.
Yep. Winning, kicking goals.
Actually, had a bit of work to do this week, or last week. Yeah, so...
You did some work.
Yeah, I had to actually do some work.
You did.
Wow.
How did that feel?
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so move some cattle around, shoot some horses, shod,
Shod?
shoot.
I'm sorry, but I heard...
God, not
I've got
shot.
you crystal clear in my headphones and I heard shoot some horses.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Shod.
Shoot some horses.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Oh, you shoot some horses.
Yes.
You put horseshoes on hooves.
Yeah, so I'm helping a mate that we all know. Yeah, he's a farrier,
Well, not everyone knows.
and everyone at this table. Oh my god! And
You sure you're right? You're not a bit cranky?
I think
sure
someone
you're right?
might have their angry pants on.
I think someone's menstruating this week. What's going on?
Ooh.
bleeding out.
Is it because we're making you wear a shirt? Is that why?
I think that's what it is. We're making him wear a jacket and it looks fucking filthy.
Yeah. I've
When
never
was
washed-
the last time that washed?
Never washed this
You've
jacket.
never washed it.
You can tell.
Yeah.
How? As in ever since you bought it.
Yep. Never.
I remember you having that jacket like 4 years ago
At least. Yep.
and you've never washed it.
Nah. Well, it's a jacket. It's a hobbyist jacket.
Yeah, but you don't wear a shirt under
When I
it.
go to work, I'm not out to impress the ladies.
Well, I would definitely beg to differ because I don't think you go anywhere without trying to impress the ladies.
Actually, Couchy and I used to work with our shirts off.
Of course you do.
Okay. So the jacket really didn't get worn.
So what's your excuse of wearing no shirt around us?
It's like 38 degrees and you're like moving earth. And you're just like, no, fuck the shirt.
I used to work without a shirt off as well, so I can't really.
Yeah. If you own your own business, who gives a shit about OHS?
Works, eh?
I mean, as long as you've got some like high vis nipple tape or something, it's all good.
I want to buy
stops-
some. We're
it
going to put them on
stops
your
the
nipples.
rash.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this week's point of interest. I've finally got the little puppy that we've been alluding to.
doggy.
The little dashhound sausage dog.
Yes.
Winston is his name. He's a good little fella, actually.
Winston Churchill.
Just Winston.
Just Winston.
Where did Winston come from?
I don't know. We just picked it.
Boy.
And
What?
yeah, I think his nickname got picked before his actual name.
Winnie.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
And I'm not so down on that.
Is
I
he
call
a
him
little
Winston.
shit?
When he's naughty, he's Winston.
I just
when he's naughty.
I just question your
I full name him.
choice of breed.
It wasn't my choice.
What is the breed?
It's a sausage dog, let's just face it.
Oh,
You jazzed it up. Oh, it's a dash hound. It's a fucking sausage dog.
dark
It's a
horse.
sausage dog, and the choice was a joint choice.
So what's your choice? You
Well, I had to
have
sign
got,
off on it.
You should have got a man's dog.
So I'm very comfortable with my sexuality, and I don't feel the need to over.
We're not.
Compensate.
Though. We're not
I think,
comfortable
like-
with your sexuality.
He wanted to whip it, and she wanted like a little teacup something, and his dog
And they
looks like
fucked.
it looks like a whippet has just been squished down into a tiny little,
Well,
like a sausage dog.
he's small. He's 8 weeks old. He's a good boy.
I think a dog says a lot about a bloke, and it's saying everything that I.
Do you know what it says?
need to
What
hear.
it says about me is that I am happy. I don't feel like I'm compromising.
Doesn't need to compensate?
No. I feel like
You've
you know,
gone from bull mastiffs to a fucking rat.
Well, my
I
girlfriend
would
has wanted
say-
one. My girlfriend. Well, we'll get to you in a minute. Fucking behemoth. Fucking. My girlfriend has wanted a sausage dog for the longest time. The opportunities
For the
arisen,
longest time.
and now you're singing.
It's contagious.
It is.
We'll be harmonising by
It's
the
like
end of this
it's like
episode.
Corona.
I signed off. The dog was purchased, and he's a good little dog.
Yeah, right. That's like
He's cute as fuck.
look.
though.
I
He's cute.
think there was better choices out there, but hey, look, happy,
Oh.
happy wife, happy
I
life.
think we definitely need to take a picture of that dog's paws and put them up on the
Oh,
Instagram.
he's hilarious. His paws are massive. They flop around.
It's cute. Don't get me wrong.
It's cute as.
He's cute as fuck,
And
man.
you will happily come down to Henley Beach with me and walk the dog and see how much female attention you get.
Nah, mate. German Shepherds, Henley Beach. That'll get attention.
Nah, people run the opposite way.
Still attention.
So
So yes, I've previously owned much bigger dogs, but I'm now the owner of a sausage dog.
And let's jump to Ryan because so to paint a picture, Ryan is a giant. He's pretty much a Sasquatch. He's fucking huge, and your dog's fit in the size of my hand.
yeah, I mean, Chihuahuas, very small and very yappy.
Did you like watch Legally Blonde and was like, yeah?
How did the Chihuahua purchase come about?
I don't know.
Well, he paid cash
Yeah,
to a breeder, and then in exchange he got flesh.
I don't really remember the specifics behind it, but I don't
Is that
remember
a
being.
familiar pattern of transaction for you? Or
I think what actually happened was because we were living in a rental at the time, so I couldn't have a big dog anyway. So I wanted a dog, but
With
I
that
couldn't-
attitude.
not with that attitude. That's not a real can-do attitude. And then my wife showed me a picture of Floyd, the first one that we got. He was just cute as fuck and sat in my hand. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna get this dog now. That's cool. And then turns out, well, he wasn't. They're not full breed Chihuahuas. He's a mini Foxy cross Chihuahua, who looks like a Chihuahua who's just been going to the gym. And
By Jim, you mean he's been starved for the last 12 months?
God, no, I've trained my 5-year-old to feed him at least once every 2 days.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
my dog is bigger than his dog.
Yeah, his
Just so
dog's
you know.
8 weeks old, and
Yeah.
they're bigger than our dogs.
Yeah.
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 Oh, what have you got, Josh? Man's dog.
No, I've just got a very lovely German Shepherd.
Very lovely. Is that how you describe him?
No, he's a
What's his name?
he's a spoon.
What's
He's a fucking
He's a
spoon.
fucking spoon.
what is it? What is his name? Is it Thor? Is it Beast? Is it?
Nah, it's Bear. So when I got him,
So
I was sleeping and I hadn't named him for about a month. And I was
Wait, hang on. You didn't name your dog until a month. What were you calling him?
Oh, dog.
Oi, come here.
Come here, dog.
Yeah,
Dog.
whatever.
So the dog's like, oh, my name's Dog now. And then all of a sudden you start calling him Bear. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Probably why he doesn't do what he's told.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know who this
identity
bear
crisis.
guy is he's been talking about for the last 5 years, but I'm Dog.
No, well, when I had him, like he jumped on the bed and he stood over me when I woke up one morning, and all his fat rolls sort of like pushed to his like face, and he looked like a honey bear. And I was like, oh, that's a fitting name, Bear. Sick.
Did he molt all over you as well?
Oh God, I can make dogs out of the amount of fur that he sheds, man. That's one thing I got to say. You made a smart choice getting a dog that doesn't shed that much.
Yeah, fuck.
It wasn't my choice. I'm just going along with it.
No, it was your choice.
It wasn't, no.
It was. You just said that you had to sign off on it.
Give me a list
your
of
choice.
dogs. I'm not going to pick a
What do they
sausage
say?
dog.
Those who say nothing are still guilty.
Yeah, it's still a choice because you're saying nothing.
I'm just along for the ride.
You're trying to
and I'm enjoying the
justify
ride to date, all right?
Yeah.
You can't even ride that dog.
Like
mate.
the second picture.
You'll break its back.
The
Don't
second
do that.
picture, the second picture she sent me of sausage dogs was like one decked out in like airsoft gear. This will be Winston.
A sausage dog decked out in
And you're
airsoft
painting
gear.
a real good picture right now, eh?
I'll train him up. He'll be a little ferret. I'll send him down rabbit holes.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Make him a fox dog.
Yeah, that'd be good. Actually, my sister used to have a Jack Russell, and for reasons she moved country, and my parents were left with the Jack Russell, and I literally used to pick him up and chuck him into sedgereed to flush the foxes out, and he'd do it.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. He was an amazing dog, actually.
He's a fox terrier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fox terrorist.
That's where the name comes from.
I got so much to say here, but
Yeah, we need to keep some sort of cap on how far we go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
oh,
Hey! Anyway, let's get on
Well, let's
to
not get too
what?
controversial.
Too controversial. Oh, well, we would segue.
Yeah.
So the
gap bridged.
what?
That's the gap bridged.
Gap
bridged.
Gap ridged.
That's the gap bridged.
We've bridged the gap.
Yeah. I like my way.
Wow,
better.
that's just a weird way of saying it, man.
like
Sounds like
my
you're
way
saying it
better.
wrong, but you're not. Gap.
I mean, you already
bridged.
said it. It's a segue.
Yeah, anyway. It's a segue. So, the topic for today is that's controversial. Ooh. So, all of those
As if we aren't
social
already.
justice warriors and keyboard motherfuckers, strap in.
Actually, like I got the first point of the first topic. The first
Topic breakdown.
person. Yeah, send it, mate.
we are,
That's
we are
controversial.
quite controversial.
Anyway,
although the hate mail hasn't stacked up quite as much as I thought it would, so we're doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting through it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's some hate mail.
It's the beauty of emails.
Yeah.
Is there hate mail?
No, there isn't. Everyone loves us.
Yeah.
We haven't had, well, I don't think we've had any.
We're not
negative
really
ever.
hateable.
We've never had anything negative said. So if anyone wants to be the first, fill your boots. But
And then go fuck yourself.
So Hayden, jump online and send us an email.
Fucking Hayden. Right. Number one
good
listener. Hi, first time listener. What is it? Long time listener, first time caller. You guys suck. Cool.
Alrighty. So
Oh, yeah, you're up.
I have
first.
the first topic, and I don't know if you guys will remember this. Fuck.
I'm glad you corrected yourself then.
Yeah. Again.
you're saying it regularly, but you're correcting. It's
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah, it's
we'll
progress.
take it. We'll
Yeah.
take it.
So one step at a time, man.
Next to me,
Right.
I reckon
Well-
you guys.
It's like a heroin addict, mate. First time to rehab. Okay.
I mean, of the three of us, you say the most controversial stuff generally.
Not really.
Yeah.
I would tend to agree with Caleb actually. I think you while
Easily.
Nah.
You are easily
I
the
think
most
it's-
controversial of the
Let's
three
put it
of
on
us.
a poll.
all right, we'll do that. We'll put it on a poll. Who do you think is the most controversial?
Do we have to go to a place where there's polls and beer?
Are you cracking a dad joke? Is this what you're doing right now?
No, I was talking about the rippers.
Oh, and by rippers he means strippers. For those
Caleb,
playing at home.
Care mum, Caleb's face right now is like just a face of disgust.
It is.
No,
It's a face
this,
of horror.
this is all fine. I'm just trying to.
Oh, this is fine.
I want to know how rippers came around as a shortened version of strippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon I got that from you.
I'd never heard it until you brought it up. You were the first one I ever heard call strippers rippers.
Maybe do they rip their clothes off at times?
Or they rip you
I've
off.
never been to the strippers.
Yeah,
So.
I think you just get ripped off.
No, I've never been to the strippers either.
That's it. Maybe it's because they rip you off.
The ripper offerers.
They say what you want to hear.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what a stripper is.
I don't know. Yeah, I've never been. So.
No.
I've never been into one of those dens of iniquity. I'm a good boy. Come on, what's your fucking topic breakdown? Stop dilly-dallying.
All right. So I don't know if you will remember this, but a few years ago there was a dentist by the name of Walter Palmer who shot and killed Cecil the lion in Zimbabwe. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. It was quite controversial.
Yes, very controversial.
Was it supposed to be that way, or was it planned, or was it?
So there's like if you go online, there's a whole heap of like news articles about this, and they're all different. They from how much money changed hands to this and that, and how the animal died. Even one article said the lion took 12 hours to die. It's stupid.
Well, I find that hard to believe.
This article that I have up right now from the Sun Co UK.
The Sun.
Sounds legit.
The Sun Co UK.
It's basically their tabloid.
Said he paid $80,000. £80,000 to. No, wait, that wasn't it. Sorry, that was the next part. He paid bloody news articles. He paid £35,000 to bribe a gamekeeper to hunt the lion in a national park, and he claims he didn't know it was a famous lion. Like the locals knew it as a famous sort of like.
So this wasn't a
treasure.
safari.
Well, this is the thing. There's so many different articles about it. I don't actually know what's true and what's not. If you want a good read, a bit like sort of like Port Arthur, like you want a good read, jump on the articles about that.
Dropped Port Arthur.
No, it was the same sort of thing. There's like so many different variants.
Conspiracy theories, one after the other, like different reporting, different media narratives.
And like naturally because of the stigma behind hunting anyway, and then obviously a bunch of hippie reporters, they're just slaughtering this poor dentist in these articles. Anyway, so this guy's a dentist and he's got his own practice and things like that. And he shot this lion in 2015. It made headlines. Apparently the lion was chipped and they were gathering like research from him, apparently.
Or he was chipped so they can track him on a GPS to go shoot him?
I don't know. It says here he bribed gamekeepers to hunt on a national park, which I don't think's true. And in one part of this article, it actually says the two guys that were guiding him ended up going to jail.
Well, shit.
Yeah. How true that is, I don't know. If anyone knows anything about this, like, send us some info because I'd like to know, to be perfectly honest.
Has there been a documentary about this? Has there been an expose or something?
No, not that I know. Well, probably
Was it
too
not
soon,
important enough?
2015.
I would
too
say
soon,
that
man.
this is definitely like the next. What's that one with Carol Baskin?
Tiger King.
Tiger King. This is definitely it's like the Lion King. Oh,
The Tiger King.
but this will be called the Lion King, and they make a whole documentary around like the conspiracies of game hunting.
I mean, I remember it being in the news. I just don't remember the finer details of it. So I'm interested to know why you brought this up.
Well, this is kind of where I'm getting to that. I'll just jump back. So now it's been reported in 2020 that he's travelled to wait, I'm trying to flick through and read at the same time because there's too much info to sort of like gather. But he shot, skinned and beheaded a endangered ram supposedly. Same guy last year.
Do they have the species?
In Mongolia.
Do they have the species of it?
Yep, they do, and I'd be screwed if I could pronounce it. You got to let me find it. Let me find it. I should have written this up actually. To hunt. Oh God. ALTAI.
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 Have you checked to see?
ARGALI.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah. It's basically a ram.
Just roll with endangered ram.
Yeah.
Is it actually an
It's just-
endangered ram? I mean, a quick Google would find that out.
I think it looks like the photo looks like a. It just looks like a dow sheep, really.
Well, that could be what it is, and then they're just claiming
jazzing it up.
to be
So what
something
you're telling us is, despite the controversy of 2015, this guy's still out there doing some questionable hunting.
I'm
But-
pretty sure if any truth was behind it, he would have been persecuted.
See, this is the thing. This guy's a long-time hunter. He's hunted. Oh my god, he's hunted a white rhino. He's hunted a leopard. So he's a long-time hunter. This is not what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get at, in the article, he has a segment which is he's been quoted, and he's like, look, I want to go back home and I want to continue with my practice. I'm a health professional and these guys are slandering me. It's obviously affected his work. And I find that that's controversial in itself. Like, you just have a guy doing something that he likes to do. It's a passion of his. It's hunting. Okay, for whatever reasons, and then he's getting absolutely slammed by the media, and he's now become a public figure. So, everyone knows who he is, etc.,
Infamous.
etc. And now he's going back home, and he's got to continue working and making a living.
I mean, that's of course under the assumption that everything he did was legal.
Well, this is the thing. No one is really giving him, in any of the articles that I've read, no one is actually giving him a fair say. So no one has asked him, is this legal? All the articles just jump to instant, this dude's, a hunter and he killed Cecil
that's
and now
red
killing
flags.
species. And
Because
Definitely
that's
red
what
flags
sells
to me.
newspapers.
Yeah.
People being outraged over someone doing
Well, that comes back.
Degrading
controversial.
someone.
Well, that comes back to the age-old saying, like any news is good news. So, does his practice now, is it booming
No.
because he's been in the
Of course
news?
it isn't.
I'd say that any news is good news applied to a different set of platforms.
Just like the longest yard, like OJ Simpson chopped his head's wife off and still got pussy.
His head's
So
wide.
His head's wife off.
His wife's head off. Yeah, God. I was trying to quote a movie. Damn it.
Fail.
I am not following that at all. Something about OJ Simpson cutting his
Wife's
head's
head
wife
off.
off.
And still got pussy.
Still
Like, God. It's bad news.
No, I
Dude, there's serial killers out there that women become obsessed with.
That's true.
Yeah.
So if you get your face on TV and get some notoriety, people somehow find that attractive.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think this guy is getting the pussy, as you say,
I don't know.
from hunting
I'm not talking
endangered
about. I'm not
species.
talking about he's getting his jiggy on. I'm talking about, is his practice like booming now because he's famous.
No.
I mean, you're talking about that lion dude. What is it?
I mean, I don't know about
Tiger.
you, but that's now how I select my
Tiger
dentist based on how famous they are or how many
If my
endangered
dentist
species.
came back and he was like, yeah, just been in the media because he's hunting something, I'd be like, yeah, sick. We got something.
Yeah,
to
it
talk
depends where
about.
his practice is, though. If he's talking about like in the middle of a city, then you're going to find that the majority of people would not be able to identify with
Maybe
what it
not
is
in
he's
like
trying
New
to do.
York or something like that. Yeah, but in
Yeah,
Australia,
I
think
guess-
that'd be fine.
I guess the way that I look at that is you've got a bunch of slander that's going on from various different tabloids that, from the sounds of things, it'd be quite easy to discover whether it's a reputable source. Like credible is probably a better way of using it. than saying it.
This is the other thing. Like, so he's shot a white rhino apparently, but it doesn't say if he's. It's called. I can't remember what it's called. It's called like grey shooting or something like that, and it's where you tranquilise, not kill.
So he
and then-
shot them with a trank.
And then you can go up, take your photos, and then it wakes up and runs off.
So he didn't shoot it in the sense of killing it. He didn't kill a
Well, it
white
doesn't
rhino.
say. Like, it just doesn't say.
Yeah.
They're just like literally just handing him.
See, that's I. This is like touching on the whole controversial thing. That fucking shits me. The way that these reporters attempt to put a bias out by using misinformation. Like whatever happened? Like what happened to the media? They used to be a trusted source of truth, but now it's just fucking bullshit.
they don't get-
Trump's right, mate.
It's fucking
fake,
fake news.
you're fake, you're
yeah,
fake.
it is. It's all fucking bullshit.
They don't get held accountable for what they're saying. They
Someone
can say
needs to
whatever they
start
want.
holding them accountable, though. Like, this
But-
whole fucking, it's like, oh, it's free speech. Well, it's not. It's not. I think there should be a definition of true speech versus.
But everyone hears something, and like you get told something, people take it these days verbatim. They believe it.
That's true. There's not enough critical thinking.
You know, and people don't want to go, oh, maybe before I talk about this topic, go and do some research and find out if what they're saying is real.
This is the
or
thing.
not.
Unless you witness something firsthand, it's written by someone else that you don't know, and you weren't there yourself either. So
But even then, the people that write these things, oftentimes I've read so many articles where they're reporting that this other tabloid or news outlet reported this instead of going, oh, okay, I've got someone on the ground who's actually reporting firsthand. They're just like spitting the same shit that someone else has spat out and then using that as a quote. How the fuck is that news? That's just regurgitating bullshit. Go out and do your fucking job properly.
Well, it's not news. It isn't.
It's not. Absolutely, it's not news. It's all it is just bullshit, and it is propaganda that has been peddled to these people. It grinds my fucking gears. The next time I meet a fucking journalist and they're like, I'm a journalist, well, where's your original papers that you've got that are showing you using actual true proven data and on the ground information? Like, oh no, I'll just copy and paste from these guys. I'm like, right, you're not a fucking journalist then, are you?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, sorry, a bit of a rant there, but this grinds me fucking goat.
Yeah,
grinds your gears even.
I don't think that's going to.
Yes.
Gets your goat.
Gets
It
my goat,
grinds your
grinds my gears.
I don't think that's
Fucks
going
with my cheese.
Grinds your
change
goat.
quickly.
Whatever floats your
No, I think you're right. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon because we've got it. It's
But there are people out there like Sydney Watts and things like that do their research before opening their mouth, and then they make an educated decision from facts, statistics, things like this.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of social media is the small person gets to have a voice now. This is why I don't agree with I get sort of where Facebook's whole shutting down the whole, okay, no one's allowed to report news and things like this, but it was a good platform for the little guy to turn around and go, well, actually, these big media companies are wrong. This is the truth. And, then they can project their voice. And
the trouble is, I think we
that
touched
out
on this previously. The trouble is that the little guy, if he speaks out and has a majority that is against him on the same platform, then just gets absolutely fucking shut down. Which is the trouble that we're having because it's statistically speaking, we've brought this up before, bad news or incorrect information, and false news travels quicker than the truth does. And that's because oftentimes it's more controversial what's being peddled. Yeah. While it's not the actual truth, it's been twisted. And so people are more likely to take that on board and push it on. Whereas the truth, well, it's not as controversial, is it? So people aren't as interested.
yeah.
It's anything that causes outrage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly
whether
right.
it's the truth or complete falsification. It's a negative and outrageous spin. That's what travels further than a puppy rode a skateboard
And it's very
today.
polished. Like because I love Ben Shapiro, right? I've also, I can't remember the name of the guy, but there's a guy that used to work with him that's now got his own show. And while I share the same core values, or some of the core values that they have now, even watching that, it's like this polished, fake expose of how shit someone else is. Instead of going, okay, these are the facts and the statistics behind it, they're just bagging on someone else. I feel like that's what it's become. What we are now hearing in all of our outlets is just someone bagging someone else. There's not a great deal of actual data being presented for anything.
But on the side thing, we're supposed to be a tolerant fucking society now.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a fucking oxymoron that the
You
left
know,
brought in, wasn't it?
That's fucking like we're literally creating intolerance by
No one has any
letting
tolerance.
this fake media sort of like get away with being unaccountable.
Because everyone has a voice, everyone's like, no, you have to think the same way I do,
Yeah.
or I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good debate the other week about firearms laws.
We did.
We did
Yes.
after a podcast, and we ended up
quite a
having
few
like
beverages later.
like a
We had it in
2 hour
person, not
two-
written with the keyboard.
Yeah.
Hey?
We
That
weren't-
was the difference. We were standing face to face having this argument.
No keyboard. There's too many fucking keyboard warriors out there.
yeah.
But
You quite easily get sucked into that, though. I myself go dark every couple of days. I just will not.
No, you go dark pretty permanently.
Yeah. I don't.
Today we were literally waiting on a reply from you for
because
hours.
I have this thing where like I'll be on my phone and like 45 minutes ago, and I'll just fucking get angry at myself because I'm like, what have I done here?
Get off the shitter, wipe your ass, and go back to work. Put the phone down.
It's not being on the shitter. I try and I made a point of not taking the phone to the shitter now because I like what could be a 10-minute fucking exercise turns into half an hour. You waste time. So
God.
I just make a point of not getting too engrossed in my phone, and I'll have to do that, like generalize the whole, like cut the line at the phone itself, because otherwise I end up going down the rabbit hole and I'll get on the old fucking Facebooks and
The old Facebook.
basically just anonymously abuse people the same as what everyone else does, and with true fact and data and sources being presented.
Yeah.
To the best of your knowledge.
Well, to the best of my knowledge and the peer review papers that I'm posting that show that I'm right.
Anyway, just quickly, because we were talking about the whole hunting lion in Africa, and we've mentioned it a few times. I actually found what the policy that some Western countries have signed, what it's called, that you can't bring any of the big five back into Australia, like into any other country, and it's called cities. So it's the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species Act. So that's what it's called. We mentioned it a few times in the podcast, and I couldn't remember what it was called.
I think you just called it a treaty at the time.
Yeah, I wanted to just clarify. So if guys are wanting to hunt in Africa and things, they need to just be aware that they can't actually bring back lions.
So is this something that was rolled out from a certain institution across multiple countries, and it's all?
Well, Australia was the
signed
first
up
one to sign it, man, actually.
Okay.
We were the very first ones. I believe it. I don't have the dates on when it was signed, but I think it was a while ago. I just Googled what the hell the treaty was called.
The Cities Act.
Yeah, the Cities Act.
Let's just do that.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess it's my turn now,
It is.
given that
What have you got?
hijacked Josh's topic a little bit there, but I want to touch on.
I'm going to jack high on your topic. That's all right.
You're gonna. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. Are you gonna masturbate furiously while high on cocaine? Is that what you're implying?
Actually, I watched The Boys the other day.
Oh, I'm watching that.
It's a
fucking great.
fucking hilarious movie. And then the last episode,
series.
season 2.
Don't tell me, man. I'm like halfway through season 2.
I got to tell. Well,
I'm not up to the end of season 2 yet. What are you
that's all right.
doing? Spoiler
I'm
alert.
only going to give you the last frame, and it's that the Superman dude, whatever, and he's sitting on top of what's that tower that's made out of stainless in New York.
Don't know. He's sitting at the top of it.
Again, you're telling the story.
Oh God, I can't remember. But he's standing there jacking off over the city, and he's like, "I can do whatever I want." It's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I'm not surprised. The dude's weird. He's got like a breast milk fetish too. So
yeah, so weird. That's all right.
cool. Thanks for bringing that to our lives, Ryan. What's your fucking topic breakdown?
I mean, it's nothing like Homelander jerking off over the fucking city. But,
That's the Homelander. Oh shit.
I'm going to really just turn this into a question. Where do you think the line is?
7.
Well, fuck, we're done here then. Let me rephrase that. In terms of military grade weapons and civilians' access to military grade weapons, where is the line? This is the argument that we had. Well, not so much the argument that we had. It was a heated discussion where I ended up crying in the corner because I wanted us all just to get along.
Look, I'm gonna chime in straight up right here before Caleb gets to cry about fucking spilt milk. So I personally believe, one, we are missing out on a very big industry in not being allowed semi-automatic weapons, in the fact that you should still have a reason to own them. That's fine. but the reason should be not as strict as what it is now. You should, if you shoot competition.
Yeah, that's semi-automatics. I'm talking about like a broader spectrum here. So if you can go from a semi...
What, like shoot a cow with an RPG? Yeah, okay, I'll probably...
Like, do you think that we, as civilians, should have access to like an M60 or an RPG or anything bigger that could create more damage? Where is the line for you personally where it goes from being a practical solution to a sport and home defense and that sort of thing, and then verges over to like, well, this is actually designed for the highest amount of casualties you can get within the space that element goes off?
Look, automatics, look, there should be a special license to obtain automatics, and we should be allowed to, in the fact of allowing a company to establish itself and bring out a product along those lines that's Australian made for military or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's stimulating.
So automatics or semi-automatics?
But automatics, I'd say for general public use, I don't think that is really I think it's too far there. I don't think HE natured weapons, like high explosive natured weapons, I think that's a little bit far. Look, I'd love them. I'd love to.
Specifically the weapons or rounds as well, because you got high explosive rounds that you can use in the weapons that are readily available now. Well, I don't like using the word weapons actually, because it insinuates that.
I agree.
So there's something darker. Firearms is probably a better word to use, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Look, a pencil can be a fucking weapon. So a spoon can be a fucking weapon.
A weapon is something that you use with intent to hurt someone, I guess, is probably the way that I see it. Yeah,
look, personally, I'd like, automatics and HE natured weapons is sort of like, where I would put I wouldn't stop, but I would certainly say that you'd need some sort of federal class license or something to own or use. Having said that, semi-automatics, it's the 21st century. Good God. I can sling a rock fucking just as quick. Nah, not really, but...
all of that hate mail is really still going to start rocking up now because he thinks he can throw rocks just as quick.
Semi-automatics, man, there's nothing wrong with them. We should be allowed them. And as for projectiles, like, good God. Okay, don't allow...
What about
depleted uranium?
Yeah, so because you can get there are certain types of different types of rounds that you can get for calibers that we have readily available that can turn that rifle from just something that shoots a projectile to something that would be quite dangerous in the wrong hands.
We're talking about armor piercing sort of stuff there.
Yeah, you got armor piercing rounds. I mean, even for a shotgun, there's so many different varieties of shotgun round that you can use that turn it from just something that spouts fucking like Dragon's Breath is a good example.
That's pussy shit. Fuck, we should be allowed Dragon's Breath. That's like fireworks.
That's definitely the lower
should be allowed
end.
Fireworks. Fuck, that's all that is.
That's what I mean though. Like, are you talking about specifically the amount of rounds you can shoot, or are you talking about explosives being off the limits to everyone?
Look, you're allowed explosives, and a lot of farmers, old cockies, actually still have their licenses for things like nitropel and all that to blow up stumps and whatever. Heaps of cockies still have it. And I think, look, if you're licensed correctly, it should be certainly a license that's monitored. But for the general public, so for you that live in the suburbs, semis is fine. Autos, maybe not.
So I'm happy with where the line is now. I don't think
that's because you're a fucking vagina. This grinds my gear actually, because you're the type of guy. You're the type of guy that will give the fucking lefties an inch, and then they take a mile, and then you're left there with your thumb in your bum, going, "Oh, where did my fucking bolt action gun go? Oh, because I didn't say anything."
I'm allowed a bolt action gun.
You didn't listen to anything.
You can have a
No,
semi-automatic.
I am. They've put regulations in place. And I'm happy with where they are. I'm happy with where the line is.
What is so bad about just keeping those regulations and allowing you a semi?
You can get a semi.
Okay, I'm talking about not okay. Yes, the class is fine, etc., but the reason to own, there should be more reasons to own one, and one of those things I personally believe in. We should be allowed to run 3-gun comp, and we should be allowed to own a semi for that. That's perfectly fucking acceptable.
Is there like a list of appropriate fucking uses that they reference when you put in your application? Because it seems like you just put down anything and then the bloke who reads your application goes, yeah, that sounds about right, and then gives you a tick.
Nah, so you want so primary producers here in SA will get you a 22 and a shotgun, semi or pump. That's it. Then you go into like Cat D, and you need to get Cat D, you have to justify that 80% of your wage comes from vermin control, and then you go through courses and things, and you can get your your Cat D.
Even like what I'm referencing there is my own experience. So that makes sense. Like having a Cat D, which is where the semi-automatics fall into.
Yeah.
I've got A, B, and I don't think I've got C.
But you say you wake up tomorrow and you're like, I want to go to the range. Oh, shit. You might take a trip to America and go to the range and, you run a 3-gun amateur comp and you're like, I like this. You come back home. Nah, that's squished, bruh. Can't do that. That's horseshit.
Would they run 3-gun comps with lever actions though?
No, they run, it's different class. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a different class, all your cowboy action and shit.
Regardless, it's a special exception. So if you want to have a very special exception for a very small group of people,
but this is what I'm trying to say is you can already do that with the fucking pistol.
Yeah, exactly.
So why isn't that allowable? Why isn't that a reason for a semi-automatic rifle? Good
because
God.
he's talking about the fucking general public.
You are the general public, you idiot.
Yeah. I suppose if your line's...
No, you're saying a special exception for people who actively are in 3-gun comps. That's not the general public.
So you can't suddenly wake up one day and be like, I want to shoot 3-gun. You're a general public. You live in suburbia. You're like,
if they put like a semi-automatic 22 into Cat B, you'd be happy with that.
Look, what I'm trying to say is allow the reason. So, okay, I shoot at the range. I've joined a club. The club shoots 3-gun. That should be enough of a reason to allow you to have a semi-automatic weapon under the same legislation and same storage laws and things like that as a pistol. That's fine. You can't use a pistol on your own property. You know that.
Yeah.
And do you know that at the moment the legislation for a semi-automatic is you actually have to register the properties that you're going to use that semi-automatic on to be able to use it.
Yeah, so that's a bit bullshit.
So you can't just Farmer Joe, your mate, rings you up and be like, can you come take care of a whole bunch of foxes and take your semi there? You can't do that. You have to register that property that you're going to before you can use it at that property. I think that's a bit too far. I think that's I don't really see the need, especially now. Now technology has evolved, especially we have straight pulls and lever actions and things like that can run quite quick. So the gap is very, very close.
But the line has to be somewhere. The line has to be somewhere.
All I'm saying is, yes, the line, I agree with you. Automatics, okay.
So, I mean, I want to steer this conversation back towards more the sort of topic that I've raised where instead of getting stuck on the semi-automatics, do you think that as far as military weapons go, your line is at just any round, but the line is at semi-automatic and then nothing explosive? Would you say that to your line?
Well, you're not going to go shoot a cow with a fucking 84 mil. Good God. Like, I think that, that's a bit too much. And I understand that we still need to have some security and safety for the public.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 50 cal.
But look, you could use a bolt action rifle and cause just as much havoc as running an AR. It's not really that hard. If you're proficient enough in that weapon system, you can do what you need to do.
Yeah, that's a good, very valid point. Like there's footage on YouTube of guys using double-barreled shotguns and they put more rounds out than a semi-automatic.
Well, more than, I believe the one that you're talking about is more than the lever action. And yeah, a double barrel shotgun with auto ejectors. If you practice, you can move that gun pretty quick. I didn't mean to call you names. I just
You did.
I just
fucking did.
I'm sorry.
Our opinions differ a lot here,
So-
and I've seen this in my time. So I've been shooting a little bit longer, not much, but a little bit longer, and I've already seen laws and things change because people have accepted where it is, where the law is, and then
Because
the
dumb fucks
politicians-
ruin it for everyone else. So
And the
they have
politicians
to
take
draw the
more.
line somewhere. If the lowest common denominator, dumb fuck, who ruins it for everyone else.
Look, I think if you looked at statistics about law-abiding firearm owners compared to criminal, improper use of guns or firearms, I think there is a huge, huge difference, and you cannot get the two mixed up. I think that is just stupid to say because at the end of the day, a criminal is going to be a criminal. And we have printers and machinery now that you can make a weapon out of quite easily. It doesn't
And you can
take
make a shotgun out of a
lead
nail,
pipe, yeah,
nail and a
and a
fucking
nail.
pipe.
Yeah.
That's-
My point is, if there's a legitimate reason to have a semi-auto, I'm not against people having a legit reason.
Well,
You're
so-
not going to take one out hunting, are
So
you?
you've just moved your line in saying that very statement from where you were.
But
2
your
minutes
legitimate
ago.
reason is 3-gun comp. How many fucking people are going to do 3-gun comp in Australia?
Okay, let's put it on a poll on our Instagram. I am most certain that there would be a lot
And what
of
it can't
people that
be
do it.
is a fucking loophole for every man and his dog to just tick that box and go, all right, I'm going to shoot 3-gun comp. Now I can have a
laws-
semi-auto.
Our firearm laws now are very stringent and tight, and
As they should be.
There's most certainly no room for loopholes and things like that. It's just simply bridging a gap and allowing another purpose to own a semi. One of those purposes should be competition. That should be fine. We already allow it with semi-automatic pistols, and there are probably multiple people in your neighbourhood that own semi-automatic pistols.
Very small amount of people.
No, there's probably a lot more than what you think around your area, and there's no difference. A pistol is concealable at the end of the day anyway, no matter how big the pistol is. A rifle's not.
And the people who own them have to jump through a shit ton more hoops.
I'm not saying about not doing the appropriate courses to own one. I'm saying we should be allowed freedom of a reason, and that reason is simply to shoot competition, to own that gun.
Yeah, but the reason, the restriction on reason is what gives them their justification for not allowing us to have it. That's what that is. Otherwise, what else can they do? Just be like, no, you just can't. Why not? Just cause.
No,
what
it would
the
be
government
very,
don't
very
want
easy.
is semi-autos in wider circulation. That's what they're trying to avoid here. That's their objective.
And we've just covered this, is you can cause just as much damage with a bolt gun or a shotgun.
And
or
I'm
anything like that. So, you know, you're talking about law-abiding people
I could
here.
take that axe you've got on the wall and get
Cause
through
a lot
5
of
people
damage.
before anyone does anything about it.
Exactly. And so if you have the will, you're going to do it. The fact of the matter is, most people that are licensed shooters, I'd say the vast majority, if not all of them, are in the same sort of thinking. They don't want to cause harm to anyone. They don't want to use their weapons inappropriately. So you're only stepping on the legal guys that are going to
You can
adhere to
practice
the law anyway.
anything to a level to get so proficient that you're operating at semi-automatic speed, right?
Not
but
quite,
what
We're close to.
having a law to say the average Joe who straight up first gets their license to then being able to have a semi-auto, you're not putting that level of fire rate in a novice's hand.
And this is where you're not listening to me,
Straight out
because
the
I just simply said you still do the appropriate courses. To get a pistol, you still have to join a club. You still have to go through the club's course to use that pistol. You still have to show that you can't just be like a willy-nilly thing. You actually have to show up. And you have to show
But
that you're enthusiastic.
If you
about
go
it
through,
and you're the
jump
right
all
person.
through the hoops, and you can get a firearm within the matter of months that's a semi-automatic, that's different than having to train and spend the money and commit to get yourself up to the skill level that Caleb's talking about. I agree with Caleb here, where he's saying that what you're doing is taking
You're fast-tracking.
fast-tracking someone to give
How are
them
you
the ability.
fast-tracking anything? Because they can do that with pistols as it is. They can go get their license, then go to a club, get someone off at H, go get their H.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
There's no difference fucking whatsoever. A pistol is a fucking semi-automatic gun. Fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's no fucking difference there whatsoever. You're just changing the simple platform that you're fucking using.
Well,
right?
you're definitely
But
putting range
we
on it,
don't
aren't you?
have no, Jerry Mitchell shot a fucking balloon at a fucking kilometre with a 45.
Jerry Mitchell is a freak of fucking nature, man.
It doesn't matter. It still is possible to
We're talking
reach
about
out.
average Joes. We're not saying that.
I don't even think the average Joe could shoot 300 metres as it is with a rifle, mate. Especially.
But what we're talking about is reducing risk. So I'm like a little bit with Caleb and a little
Laws
bit with
get
you on
made
this.
for the lowest common denominator, man. Not everyone operates.
Driver's license.
Not everyone operates at a level, man.
Yeah, I mean, you want to start on restrictions? Do you know what the kids have to do these days for driver's licenses? Holy fuck!
And this is something that I said before. We're cutting our tail off with industry. So if you allow these things, then you're allowing companies to go get certified by the government to run courses to make money, to then put money into the fucking economy to get people licensed and up to scratch. Yeah. You're not going to go get I'm not saying you just get your gun license and then you can go up to the gun shop and be like, I'll have a fucking AR-15. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm simply saying let them have their gun license. 12 months passes a probationary period. Make them do some courses and join a club in which they have to show that they're committed and they're a proper person, etc., and then, okay, cool. You can then sit another government course to go get your semi to run 3-gun if you want it. Cool. Sick. Done. You know, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't understand how this is something that gets all three of us, this conversation.
Every time we start talking about this topic,
because
it's quite controversial.
We are on so many different levels.
So I mean, you've been talking a lot. What about Caleb? What do you think? Where is your?
I'm fucking done.
Where not on the semis? Like, where is your line?
No, I've said what my line is. Semi-autos.
All right, semi-auto. So you're both on the. I mean, Caleb's quite obviously doesn't think that anything over the line of semi-automatic, but
I don't think you need one.
We're allowed pistols. They're semi-platform.
Are we allowed to buy a tank?
Yeah, in a special circumstance.
Are we allowed to buy a tank?
I'm not saying anything different.
Can you buy a tank?
You can decommissioned actually.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the tank that is actually operational.
I don't know. I'm sure someone out there's got one. Actually, when I was a kid, there's a guy that had a howitzer in Victor Harbour, and in 2000 and I think it was like 2003, it was in working order up until 2003, and then that's when they sort of started bringing out the whole audits, and he's a collector, so he had the license to have it, and they asked him outright, does this Howard still work? And he's like, yep. So they made him put a steel rod in it.
For those following at home, what's a Howard?
Oh, it's like a 105 millimeter artillery piece.
So
howitzer, sorry, not a Howard.
Howitzer, yeah. So by 105, Josh means 105 millimeter round, and it's a big fucking gun. That's what it is, and it's still operational. I don't know where he'd get the ammunition from for that though. That's probably not readily available down the fucking local.
They found Hellfire missiles in Salisbury when they raided some dude's house, mate.
Yeah, what
How
the fuck was
do you
that?
Get a Hellfire missile.
For those following at home, explain what a Hellfire missile is.
A missile.
Yeah, but it's not like
I feel bad. Hang on a second. I gotta just step to the side here. I feel bad. I didn't mean to get heated.
Well, you do every time because you're fucking redneck.
Have you got your sad pants on?
Is your argument like?
Yeah.
Have a better argument.
I feel like I presented it well.
I mean, I don't want to call you a redneck, but you're a bit of a fucking redneck.
I feel like I presented it well.
Caleb, you got your sad pants on now.
I'm just sick of hearing the same thing over and over. I don't know why we have this argument.
Thanks, Ryan, for bringing it up.
Because it's controversial.
Can I have some?
You sure can.
Anyway,
I think it's time to move on. We've fucking hammered that one as hard as we possibly can.
And we've upset people.
It got a little bit heated. There was some
Wouldn't
tears.
be that's controversial without someone getting their nose out of joint.
Yeah,
and
that's
that person is me.
What have you got, Mr. Sad Pants?
Right. Well, that's controversial. I'm talking about something that I've done that's quite controversial.
Gay porn.
Are you sure you want to air this
Look,
thing?
it pays well. It pays better than straight porn, all right? Stop judging me.
And he gets pleasure out of it. Not like straight porn. Ew.
You judge where I put the line. You fucking judge what I choose to do.
Where I put my dick.
Fuck.
All right, what are you up?
All right.
Look, we're all still friends. I just want to.
Allegedly.
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 Where do you draw the line in our friendship, Caleb?
I don't know. You
don't
basically
even
each other
know
naked.
anymore.
From there, it's pretty much a fucking free-for-all.
The lines are blurred. Right. Well, I did something controversial out on a hunting trip. We were all there. We were hunting on a property and we put on a big feed one night. We usually end up cooking a big stew. Last night, a bit of an all-in.
I know where you're going with this.
Bloody, cans of this, use up all the veg, put a bit of meat in.
I just want to point out that hunt, our shopping, largely thanks to Caleb. See what I did there?
Oh, he's fucking kissing my ass
we
is
go.
what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
he feels like a
lubing
bucket
it
of
up.
shit.
Brown nosing.
I know, I've got to admit,
How does my shit taste, Josh?
we had very little food to take home.
bit nutty.
It was good. There's few chunks of corn, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that? I was. Yeah.
Oh,
Was that?
nearly dropped the bomb.
It's on a special property, which we will not mention. And anyway,
It was in New South Wales.
yeah, the lady whose property we're on, she had dinner with us that last night and cooking everything up. And we actually cooked up a bit of venison into the pot in this stew. And she asked what it was, and I told her beef.
Oh,
But it was in fact
I
venison.
remember this.
And
It tasted like beef.
That stew was amazing.
It was great.
I'm not trying to lick your ass now. That stew was amazing.
well, it was. It tasted great, but I could have used any protein whatsoever, and it would have still tasted good because of all the rest of the stuff. Have you ever heard the old? I think it's a children's story about stone soup.
No.
There's I can't remember the exact story, but essentially it's some poor person said, "I'll make the best tasting soup you've ever had." Out of, I think they were trying to get themselves out of prison or getting killed by the king or something. Said, "I'll make stone soup. Bring me a stone, boil it up. Right, the next ingredient I'll need is carrots. Then I'll need some onions." And they just put that many fucking different ingredients in there. By the end of it, the king tried this soup and it was fucking amazing. And he's like, "Oh, well, you've made the most delicious soup ever. You can go because you've made stone soup." But it was because of all the other ingredients.
That rings a
Never
bell.
heard of that in my life.
No, that rings a bell.
Yeah, it's some children's fucking story. Anyway,
So the point of the story is you're an asshole.
well, I told this poor woman that she was having beef because I don't think she'd had venison before.
Yeah.
And we all sat around and enjoyed a delicious soup, which was venison.
I just want to point out you're going to hell.
Yeah, for sure. You're going
100%.
I feel bad. It's controversial because she didn't know, but I reckon so many people would find things delicious if they just tried them, but they get put off by, well, I'm not going to try snake or I'm not going to try
But on
ostrich because it's an ostrich.
Because she'd sort of expressed not a distaste, but a preference for beef over.
I think
venison.
she didn't
She had her eye on
eat
someone
a
else's
lot
meat.
of Boyda.
Boyda.
I don't think she ate a lot of meat, period. I mean, she made chips out of mushrooms and gave it to us. Do you remember that?
I reckon she used to be a
don't.
vegan. I reckon she used to be a bit of a veggie.
No, look, I think she knows the need for it. She's a cattle farmer.
I mean, she wasn't veggie, so it's not like I gave meat to a veggie on the sly. I just relabeled some meat.
You
and
lied, Caleb.
She found it
that's
delicious.
what woolies do.
So really, I'm sitting at a
All the
table
time.
with two assholes.
Well, 3, because there's your asshole as well.
Well, I'm not with myself.
Okay, so you've removed yourself from the room.
I am third person removed.
Crikey. So yeah, short and sweet. I'll keep it short and sweet because Josh has gone overtime. And yeah, let's move on to this week's ND.
ND. Negligent discharge.
That was outstanding.
That's
That was
Let us know. Do you like that?
That is a pre-recorded intro, ladies and gentlemen, that we put together. Give us some feedback. Is it to shit or is it to not shit?
If you want to keep it, we'll keep it.
We'll start a poll. We like polls.
Yeah.
If you hate it,
Yeah, we do.
we'll try again.
I mean, I've never been to the strippers though, ever. So
I've been to the
the
Rippers,
fire
though.
station.
I've been to the rippers.
All right. Well, this week's ND, Ryan, you are the target of the ND this week, and it is your lactose intolerant emergency shits.
Which one?
Well, exactly. So one of these happened on a hunting trip. I think there was 4 or 5 of us. No, 4 of us. It was 4 of us, and we got a fair way, couple of k's into this pack hunt, and you've gone, guys, I need a shit. Because why? It's your own fault. You had a coffee.
Oh, I remember this. Yes, we'd park the car. The terrain was fucking woeful, and it was like 45 degrees, and we were pretty much sliding on our asses down into these valleys, then climbing all the way out the other side. Then we'd gone through 2 of them, and I had a coffee, which I'd forgotten to ask for lactose-free milk, and I was clenching like a motherfucker all the way down. And you're in a squatting position, like you're practically sitting down to cop on a squat to shit every time that we went down these elevations. And then, you know how you know something's coming, and then you get the sweats, and then you get the fear in your eyes, and you go, oh my God, it's happening. Almost like you're having a baby. I would definitely put it up to being the same.
It's definitely female privilege because I don't know that feeling.
No, I got the sweats so bad that day. Real bad.
But you don't learn though. Like there's plenty of other times when we've gone away,
Yeah, but it
or you've
tastes
been
so
away.
good. That's the problem.
Because it's from the breast.
Oh,
I'm not allergic to breast milk. I'm allergic to cow's milk. So any ladies
you're not allowed
out
to say
there
breast
that,
milk. You're not allowed to say breast milk anymore. It's chest milk.
Yeah,
is it chest milk?
Yeah.
Why can't you say breast milk?
Because that is like
Too controversial to say
gender.
breast in this
Really?
2021.
It's too gender specific.
Really? You telling me that there's guys that have...
Apparently, bro.
Men should
Well,
be
they're
able to
not
breastfeed.
guys then, are they?
Sorry, chest feed.
Wow.
I
I mean,
mean,
speaking of
regardless.
controversial,
We live in weird times.
we really do.
It's, yeah.
A man can't shit in the woods and he can't say breastfeed either.
Can you not shit in the woods?
Not without it being a negligent discharge.
You've been caught out a few times.
I have been caught out a few times. There have been many a road trip that has resulted. I mean, I have literally shat on enchant nests, and I mean, didn't get bitten, but I did sit in a thorn bush.
Yeah, and on the flip side, it is quite painful to walk into a coffee shop and ask for 5 coffees, one of which needs to have almond milk for you.
Yeah, but it's a double shot, 2 sugars, almond milk, large. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm wondering it now, actually, if it's the double shot that gets you.
No, because I can drink black coffee and I'm fine.
Okay, well,
Depends on
that's
the quality.
a natural point to end this shit.
Yeah, I think we. I think this episode.
I
is being
fucking need to go
wrapped up.
punch something is what I need to go do.
Oh, you
Why?
really set
Just
him off,
furiously
Josh.
masturbate in the
don't-
corner. I
I
just
don't
need to get out
understand.
some frustration.
I don't understand. See,
It's your demeanor.
for our listeners, Caleb loves me and I can do no wrong.
Well,
No, I love him and therefore I unconditionally put up with his bullshit for 27 fucking years. And then we kiss and make up and it's all good.
and
Yes.
then we talk about semi-automatics again. It's a vicious cycle.
It is. Thanks for bringing that up, man. We literally had this fucking argument a month ago.
That's why I brought it up. 'cause
Fucking
it's
triggered us, mate.
controversial.
You triggered us.
Triggered,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
yeah. Fucking nom.
You what do we got on for next week?
Anyway, all right. So we'll wrap it up for tonight. Next week, stay tuned because we have Dead Center.
That could
So-
be taken a few different ways.
Yeah, Caleb's going to talk about his skills as a professional dart thrower.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, he was just bragging to us about how he threw it 3 times and it all went into the inner. Was it the red one?
Bullseye.
The bullseye.
I got to admit, you are quite.
You're gifted at
I have
throwing
good
things.
hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
As a drummer, you would expect that.
you would.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do. I openly admit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I challenge
All right.
you.
Well, we are wrapping this motherfucker up. So thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week. And this is Orion saying good night.
Gotcha.
And this is Caleb saying goodnight.
Or good day, whenever you're listening to this.
Josh is just ignoring me because he's a bastard.
G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses high caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.